Hello, this video will be a recap and analysis of a recent PvP game between Shemix and Pavel. You will see how the game goes from each player's screen, from early rounds to the final fight, and I will discuss the possible reasons behind each strategic action a player makes. Before beginning, I'd like to give credits to different Twitch channels streamed by Thrash, Shemix and Pavel, by which I have taken the gameplay videos from, and you can find the links in this video's description. Now let's look at some background information. This is a Russian double elimination tournament that started before 1.0 is out, and it is a trial tournament, meaning that there will be another one right after this one finishes. The match we are about to watch on the right, you can see that it is the semi-final of the winner's bracket with the red arrow pointing. Notice that Thrash, who is supposed to play against Shemix, was unavailable, so he gave up his spot to Pavel or Dwarfogus. Pavel was in fact another participant and is technically out of the tournament, as you can see on the lower left, that he lost to Shemix and then to Vilone on the loser's bracket. But since this is just a test run, everyone is okay by this decision. So now we are looking at Shemix's screen, who is the host. The map is going to be two-player quad template, which is smaller with lesser expansions compared to Vortex. While Shemix is going Loth and Marjatta start, we can see from Pavel's screen that he is going Barya and choosing Everthink as his starting wielder. So there's something I'd like to discuss about the strongest meta for PvP. We all know that going magic is the best way to clear neutrals without losses. But in doing so, we have to spread essence generating units into multiple stacks. That makes us quite vulnerable against other wielders who can attack us with a lot of units. The meta that I notice more and more among competitive players is that they would stack a lot of units onto the magic wielder. This could make the wielder less effective in clearing neutrals and run a risk of losing these units due to not being able to generate enough essence, but it would in fact be very strong in wielder fights. And oftentimes in PvP, it's not like playing against the AI. You can see that in my games, when I play against the deadly AI, I don't have to reinforce until the moment that I kind of predict that the enemy would come out, right? But against a player, another player could break out anytime. There might be some limits, like some wielders, like Marjatta, would break out probably slower than Everthink. So you can, to an extent, make some predictions. But most of the time, you cannot. There are many random variables. You would never know that. Perhaps even with Marjatta, she could take a lot of units and break out in the early turns. So in that case, you have to always be prepared, especially in a smaller map like this. Also, it is worth noting that Marjatta has a disadvantage against Everthink, who can potentially get a 70% magic resistance by level 8 if Essence Shield is chosen. Therefore, Marjatta has to come up with a plan to either tutor up other wielders or deal damage through other channels beside magic. And this is something that you will see in this game. So let's get started. So we are now watching round 1 in Shemix's view. Looks like he is going crypt. It looks like he's going to mass oathbounds and probably legionnaires. This sounds like a very effective strategy against Barya. Legionnaires are very tough. The total HP per stack alone can withstand a lot of spell damage. And they also come with 50% range resistance in case the enemy goes for Hell Breath any kind of ranged tactics. Also, Legionnaire special ability can add more magic resistance. Now, he's doing his first fight. You can see now, you might ask why a competitive player tend to fight with lesser units, and that is because if you waste your move points running around to gather more units before doing a fight, you would probably have to return to the same place again. And competitive players, they try to plan their route in a way that they don't waste any move points. That's why you see they take a lot of risk. And funny enough, many players got defeated in the tournament because they died to neutrals. So a lot of pressure really made us take a risky path. Okay, so that was his first fight. He's moving down. He's assessing whether he can take that fight with Wolf or not. And he's choosing which one is easier, I think. And he sees a camp there. Perhaps he wants to reinforce his unit. Nope. He thinks he can take this Wolf fight. Now notice that Marjatta gets to level 2 already, so he can deal a little bit of damage with the spells. Level 1 is very weak unless you wait to get the Rupture. He has a very good position on this map, having full range unit. So I think the priority of his play is that he has to save the scholar's life. So even if he has to lose the other units, he would try his best to save the scholar. Is very important for Loth. Okay, so that comes in, this comes in. Okay, very nice. Look at that. So he blocks the path, and he's gonna use Arcane Storm, and also, nope, what's that spell called? The 5 Essence. Okay, so it looks simple enough. I think he might lose just a few. Ooh, that was kind of risky. If that guy bites the Scholar, he could have lost it. So now he could Rupture once. I think he already used it. Yeah, he has to attack that one, otherwise the Scholar could die. All right, good work. He lost only one stack and one Toxicologist. Okay, he gets another level up, and he is considering learning. He's picking learning. So he's going for a tutor build. That is very interesting, and it can be very risky to go tutor on a map like Quad. You know, if it's Vortex, you might have a chance. But on Quad, it's very risky because I decided, ooh, Oathbound's nice. He got that from the large camps. So if he goes tutor, he would have to trade that with lesser command points and not choosing destruction, by which his wielder, Marchatta, would be a lot weaker. Now he is deciding to spend a lot of move points to collect experiences from these three. And these areas, they don't have roads nearby, so uh, there's just one road, but it's costing a lot of move points. So um, let's see, I think he tries to get as much XP as he could to level up Tutor. But now with learning, he can fight and gain more. Right now it's level 2, so 30% more experience. He's making assessment of which direction to go. That gold mine is always nice, but he probably needs just maybe he has enough. He has 14 skeletons now. Well, let's look at how Pavel plays. He immediately upgraded the base. He looked at workshop, so he's going for the typical spells built Artificer Rush. Some people ask why not go Steam Pipers, because you get them way easier. The answer is that in wielder fight, Steam Pipers would melt very easily, so Artificers can deal more damage. And once you get their upgrade, you can also generate more chaos with them, and Everthink can get chaos very easily after destruction. So now he levels up, and I think he sees some camp units. And for the meta spells built, you need 4 slots in order to cast Fireball in 2 turns. And that's why he don't get Destruction 3 right away. Now he's looking at the base to probably try to get tier 3 as fast as he can, so he will be able to get the second wielder out. Now, while he's waiting for his opponent, I'm not sure if you catch it, but that building is a workshop, so he managed to get enough celestial ore to start workshop by round 1, which is a very fast artificer. Okay, on round 2, he checks the camp. He decides to grab the gold instead, and he's going to do that fight, I guess. Let's see how this first fight goes. He take all units into one corner. He probably knows that the ranged unit can have a lot of range, and tries to, of course, save Steam Piper's life. They are so precious. He must do everything to save their life. It's kind of like the Scholar for Necro. Okay, so the enemies are moving in. It's very good that the shaman is shooting at that stake. He has to kill the shaman first, otherwise his Piper is at risk. Okay, the brute has a very nice HP, tank a lot of damage. Nice, fighting without any loss. And he's moving very carefully, just so that he doesn't make mistake. He has to scout and see what is ahead first to decide whether or not to move that way or retreat. And he is about to retreat. He comes back, perhaps thinking that it would lead to the other base. And he doesn't want to go there yet. Okay, and this is his second fight. Looks like the units are quite spread. He would want them to clamp together so he can fireball many of them at the same time. He's staking on this side, having the brute stays above. Okay, that is nice. Okay, so Fireball did hit 2 units. Nice, he could stake both sides. This is a nice positioning. Okay, another battle without any loss. Immediately picking Destruction 3. And yet another fight. Now, Musketeer can be scary. He wouldn't want that Musketeer to shoot at Pipers. So he would probably need to... Ooh, that's kind of scary. He would probably need to shoot at that Musketeer first. Okay, can Ice Bolt kill it? Or he's spending all the fireball at the Musketeer. These Pipers are not dealing that much damage anyway, so it's kind of safe. Hey! Nice work. And also another fight. So this fight, the Rangers are quite scary. I think one of the ways to trick the enemy to not shoot your vulnerable precious unit is you have to put something else in front. Preferably something that can make the enemy deal more damage. Like, I think if the Ranger sees that it can damage you without moving, it doesn't care which unit that is, it would damage that unit first, I think. So that is a good trick if you have a unit with a lot of HP. So yeah, you can lure the damage away from your precious ones. So he's taking that lumber mill. Now he is going sawmill next. Okay. Let's see what he is going to do next. That's the turn. So coming back to Shemix, I forgot to mention that he built the second crypt last turn. So it looks like he is really going to focus on getting as many legionnaires as possible. And right now, with Oathbound reinforcement, he is able to take that gold mine. And gold is going to be very important for Shemix now. Doesn't matter how many crypt he has, he cannot get enough gold to support that. He wouldn't be able to get that many legionnaires. Okay, so he is about to fight now. You might not hear any sound because the video recording from Shemix's side doesn't have any sound. Okay, that's a lot of units. Those shaman, quite scary. So similarly, I think he would want the shaman to hit the Oathbound. Which fact it's better if he could save him because he's going for Oathbound Rush, but he has to use them to tank. Oathbound, they don't have 50% range resistance like Legionnaire, but at least they have quite a bit of HP. So hopefully he can get Arcane Storm soon. I think all these units would melt with one cast of Arcane Storm. Even with level 2 Arcana. And just a reminder, he only gets level 2 Arcana because he went for Tutor 1 to the 2. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think this is very nice because he positioned his unit in front. Nice, Arcane Storm is out. He has to take those Shaman out. Oh, he's rupturing that guy first, right? It's scarier. Okay, this turn he can Arcane Storm. That is very nice. So he is taking that gold mine and he is moving towards the left side. And that building is also a crypt. This round foe is still making crypts. So will he be making a market on that large building slot or some necros to support, or will he go all the Oathbounds and let's see. It's gonna be very costly if he upgrades necros too. He might not be able to afford that, but he's getting a lot of celestial ore in this map. Okay, he's doing another fight. And again, positioning the scholar behind. Oh, we have 5 Legionnaire, which can be very tough. Now he's looking and making sure that the rats cannot reach him. It's nice that he can lure them a little bit away. Now he can rupture. So one is going for. And oh, so he's gonna shoot at that. And what is he gonna do with that Legionnaire? He's going to repel it to get a free attack. And it's level 2 repel, so Legionnaire cannot reach him this turn. That's nice. Get that, and by the time that Legionnaire can come, he can rupture another time and kill it. Very nice. And he is moving along, taking that diagonal step as the last step. And he's making yet even more crypts. He's going for all crypts. It's gonna be a very, very massive Legionnaires stack, death stack. Ooh. So switching back to Pavel, and it's a little time skip here. Now it's round 6. As you can see, with that workshop build, he could rush to artificers very fast, and with his second wielder out, using sword 4, he reinforced his main army with a lot of artificers and going for a push above. So in this particular layout, path both be the one that takes longer to reach the enemy's base. Okay, so he's doing this fight. Should be a very easy one. Yes, he can attack with artificers. Don't even need to use any spells. As he reaches level 5, immediately pick Chaos. So he tries to combo both Chaos and Destruction. And as I've told, Everthink is very strong on PvP because he can do Apocalypse. If he has a 70% chance of getting Essence Shield at level 8. And with that, he gets 70% magic resistance. That allows him to be very strong against other magic wielders. And he can do Apocalypse without damaging himself that much. This fight is quite scary because it has so many range units. He would want Fireball to hit many of them. He can do it once now. Probably have to do it there. Yes. Yeah, that's better. This one, yeah. Will he charge in or will he wait? Because the guys behind can deal a lot of damage, and it's kind of tough to lose artificers. What is he going to do? Okay, ooh, that guy gets the Piper finally. I think it's okay to lose that root. Yeah, let it tank the damage. So yes, he has to kill the musketeers. His turn, musketeer can attack now, so he has to lightning it. Okay. That can finish it off. And this guy can finish the musketeer off. Unfortunately, he's gonna lose one artificer. So just minor casualty. And he is moving along. Doing all the fights. Okay, so for this fight, it should be simple enough. Try to make them not reach you. Just be careful of the wolf. Staying up there is better than down there, of course, otherwise the wolf will get the bonus. Wolf is attacking the brute, which is nice. But that guy... And that guy's also stacking near. Nice! Pavel really knows how to make the enemies stack near each other. And should be almost one hit. Nice. And now he's deciding to go... Come on. Is it? He is going to decide later. It's tempting to go level 2 Chaos, but the thing is, if you... Like I mentioned about the meta of PvP, like if you go a lot of spells damage, but the enemy, you can't deal enough damage using spells. It's... You would have to trade that with taking in lesser units, right? So in contrary, if you get a lot more command points instead. You can gather all these camps together. So he is going, let's see, command. Another one, also 2 command points. And he's getting rid of that brute. Was it the brute? I think it was the brute. And Swordford is actually following. Yeah, he's going to do a double wielder rush. It's kind of nice if he moves with 2 wielder, because if he can pressure the enemy to be inside the base, he cannot move, it is his main wielder, so the other one can do all the ransack and other things like that. That is a nice gold mine, but it's quite challenging. Will he be able to do it? Will he decide to do it? He is. Look at that, there are hail roars. I don't think he would want to do that. It's a big risk. Yeah, it's better to skip that. Just looking above, and the path is arching down, and we can see that he's going to reach the enemy base soon. Looks like this squad is quite small. And Sword 4 is taking in some units. Fight is in the way, he has to take it. So at base, he considers going another workshop. So he's doing this fight with a lot of toxicologists and scholars. Spells should be able to melt these units pretty easily. It's good that they are not Banes. Now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 5 artificers, he can cast Fireball in 1 turn, which is very effective against neutrals. So he has to be very careful. I think the second wielder is very wise, because with the second wielder coming in, he can switch between doing something like this, spreading units, so he can cast Fireball in 1 turn. But before the end of turn, or before reaching the enemy, he has to make sure that he can transfer other units onto Everthink, otherwise Everything would be weak. Pavel actually lost like a few games against other players. I was talking to him and he said we were thinking about losing units, losing fights, because we were caught when Pavel was out in the open and only had like 1 unit per stack or something like this, which is very weak against wielders. So I think the fact that he brings in the second wielder is to prevent that from happening. He wants to make sure that he can switch to have a lot of units in his army anytime. He's getting Essence Shield. This is very nice. Now his army is very tough against spells damage now. And He's walking in. He's seeing a couple more camps here. And he's deciding he's choosing gold rather than units. It's kind of like a tough decision though. If we choose gold rather than units, how are we going to spend that gold? Like, I think the other thing that we need to think about when we do PvP is not just building a death stack and push towards the enemy, but sometimes you push but you can't attack because the enemy has towers, right? So if the enemy camps inside the base, it's not going to be worth it, so you're going to camp outside there. But the problem of camping outside the enemy base is you would lose benefits if you can't kind of pillage all the enemies all the time. So you lose benefits in a sense of not having reinforcement. So I think we also, what I'm saying is that if we play in PvP, not only that we think about pushing towards the enemy, but we need to establish a supply line sometimes to reinforce ourselves. Okay, so this is the next turn for Pavel, and he finds a large camp, and he decides to eliminate all those engineers just to take more units in. And on this turn, he should expect to meet the enemy very soon. So what will he decide? Oh, and now he's converting camps to units and even more pioneers. And that's almost like a full stack of pioneers already. Very nice. He's moving down. He tries to move more carefully, I suppose. And he gets some dreads. And now he is going to make his army ready for a wielder fight. So that is a good choice, I think. One shadow, although is good, but it's not really worth it. It would die very quickly. Better take a full stack. And he is moving right in towards the enemy base. Can we expect a wielder fight real soon? Will the enemy meet him head on, or will the enemy defend inside the base? Let's see how it goes. So now, Shemix is seeing Pavel coming here, and looks like Shemix has one tower established. And look at how many crypts he has. Wow. And he has one full stacks of legionnaires already. He's assessing whether or not he can take this fight head on, I believe. So will we see a fight, or will he decide to defend instead? He's gonna get more legionnaires. Okay, 22 fourth bounds for now. What is he going to do? It's actually ending turn while garrisoning. He's not doing this fight. So let's keep staying on his view because we can see Pavel here. Now Pavel is moving in to pillage all these buildings. And his move, oh, he's one move point missing. You see, if he can stop right at the gate, What's going to happen is Chemix is not going to be able to ungarrison the wielder without being forced to fight. But right now, there is a spot where he can actually ungarrison and move his wielder around. But the good thing is all the crypts have been pillaged, so no more skeletons. Look at that, no more skeletons to hire. So he needs to repair the crypt in order to hire the second skeleton back. The good thing is it's not like they are all disappeared. As soon as you repair one, you get the amount that you have already generated back. So I think he had like 20 Oathbounds or something. He can still hire those. But if you like sell or delete all the crypts, then all the Oathbounds would disappear. Okay, so he could ungarrison. Will he decide to kill Sword 4? I think he's counting the move points. Will he be able to kill Sword 4 and move back to garrison? And looking at his skills, he has Tutor and Arcana. He doesn't have Destruction. And he only has 3 command slots. Oh, he's moving to attack Sword 4, it seems. To choose the best position. That sounds good. I can't tell what unit Sword 4 has. It's in Russian. Oh, he doesn't fight. He retreats. That's interesting. So let's talk about this decision just a little bit. If he kills Sword 4, then Sword 4 could spawn back at base and walk here with reinforcement. Perhaps that's the reason he didn't kill Sword 4, because when he attacks the wielder, it costs 0 move point. It doesn't, even when he attacks and kill it, he can still move back and garrison. So I don't see any other reason why he did not kill Sword 4. So Sword 4 is moving down to capture that mine and the other buildings. He stays there. And let's see what Everthink does. Let's switch to Pavel's screen for a while. Oh, he has 1 shadow. He's moving down. Is he going to capture that gold mine? Oh, he's trying to get that wielder that is hiding honor. I think the decision that Shemix made by hiding the wielder in that corner is very good. Oh, he is suiciding Sword 4. He is suiciding Sword 4 so he could use him to reinforce. That's a very nice tactic. Okay, and now we're switching to Shemix's view. With, I think this is very good plan from Shemix's side, because having that wielder very far away, and when Pavel had to attack that guy, yeah, Shemix. Wait, this is I skipped to round 13 already. Let me just do a speech recap. Then what happened last turn is Shemix could get out. You can see that the Legionnaires got upgraded already. That is because Pavel was stuck down there with his wielder, so Shemix could come out and repair the buildings. And after the buildings got repaired, he gained the units back, and he could buy and upgrade legionnaires. And that's why you see a lot of legionnaires in his army now. So that is a good move, I would say. Now Pavel has to block the path, and as you can see, Pavel is not like it has one move point between the wielder and the um, the base, and I think Shemix is deciding whether or not to come out and fight. I think if he comes out, he will be forced to fight. And he is ending turn. He keeps garrisoning. Let's take a look at Pavel's turn, round 13. So he pillaged all the buildings again. That makes sense. He doesn't want any more legionnaires. And right now, Sword 4 has gathered reinforcement and he's moving. Trying to reach the other unit. Upgrades that plus 300 gold. So Pavel is actually deciding to hit that zone guard. Now, if he loses a few units in this fight, it would be quite risky because Shemix would be in a better position. Shemix is already in a better position because he could make more legionnaires. But Pavel's troop has stayed the same for several turns already. If he loses more units in this fight, it would be very difficult, and it looks kind of like a tough fight here. Look at that. Whoa, 3 foe knight stacks and 4 of the horn ones, and these guys are very fast. And he kind of blocked himself in just a little, so he has to do that. Luckily, this guy can hit from afar. Really like the positions of those knights. They are clumped together. One fireball could hit. Yes, just like that. Wow. Hit all of them. Okay, that is nice. Ooh, I got stuck inside. You probably have to move the other one. Okay. It's not too bad. Okay, should be able to kill that one. And the dreads, I think what is he going to do with the dreads? I think he considers suiciding with the dread even though they might die, but it's better than losing all the units like artificers. Just doing onslaught. Bite twice. Ooh, nice. 3 times. Nice, and the knight is coming down because the breath is nearer, I think. And it has position above the ground too. And he has a burst of strength, buffing the damage. Also attacked. I think he lost only breath, which is very nice. 10 breath. Okay. He goes chaos. Damn, chaos magic too. And he ends his turn. Hey, right now from Shemix's screen, the round is about to be his. So he garrison repairs that building so that he can hire as many units as he could. And he is selling the rest of the buildings. Whoa, it looks like this is going to be an all-in push. If he loses this fight, he would give up. So he's giving everything away to maximize the number of those legionnaires and hit him. He probably knows that he has to hit it now before reinforcement arrives. Right now, Pavel should be most vulnerable. Here it is. The last final fight. So Shemix is going full offense. Now notice that he is also spreading the legionnaires far apart from one another because he knows that everything can use fireball. He doesn't want two stacks to get hit by the same fireball. Okay, now you see Apocalypse. But whoa, look at that. Apocalypse barely does any damage. Wow, that's Apocalypse too. But Legionnaire, they have the skill where they can increase 25% resistance to magic. That it's a special ability. Wow, they are so tough against Apocalypse. Now I understand why Shemix went for this particular build. This looks quite tough. How is he going to deal with two almost full stacks of legionnaires? He's moving his artificer up there. Nope, he's moving back. Seems like he's stacking all artificers on one corner. I'm guessing that maybe he's trying to fight with one stack only and freeze the other one like, oh yeah, that's it. So he tries to, what about this? Good thing this can deal damage to the Legionnaire. He is casting double attack. So he's gonna double attack from afar. And being on high ground, see how much damage he could do. Oh, 12 units die. Wow, that's a decent damage. And that is an unupgraded pikeman. Killing this many legionnaires with double attack is not bad at all. So what would legionnaire choose to do? Almost half a stack died already. Buffing in, pressuring in. He probably wants to take down the artificers. Yes, kill the one that you can one hit. So that you can make everything not able to cast spells because Marjatta is vulnerable against spell damage. She doesn't have any kind of spell resistance. Only Legionnaire's ability, which is now not really applied because it is attacking. So Pavel's turn. He's considering he has enough spells damage enough essence to cast. Okay, so it's fireball at that guy. What else would he do? Lightning at that guy. Okay. So Marjatta's turn. She's considering casting some spells. I really think that if Marjatta has distraction, if Marjatta didn't go tutor, she would be like doing like one hit kill for all these stacks. It would be very strong. So he's considering warping in this other guy. So he's gonna warp in the back. Okay. It's kind of nice that he can stack units inside. Yeah, close together now because Fireball would hit uh, one's own unit if Pavel decides to use that. Hmm. The pike is quite strong. An upgraded pike, stronger than what I thought. Will he retreat to kill that, or will he try to kill the artificers? Okay, he's hitting the artificers. He's hitting pike even more. Okay, and 30 full pipers. What will you do? Will you help to kill the skeletons? Hope you just boost the initiative and take that high ground. Okay, wise choice. I think the fact that Pavel could take high ground, I think it counts. It counts quite a bit towards towards how much damage he could deal. So Artificer is hacking, and he casts another Ice Bolt. Wow, he's really chipping Majatta's units away. And another double attack. 6 Legionnaires died. Wow. Vipers do the final attack. Whoa. Another Ice Bolt. And Legionnaires. So another Ice Bolt. He just can't do enough damage. He is losing. Marjatta is losing. Wow. Nice. This is it. I think he would surrender because he had already all in with everything. All right. So Pavel won this game. GG.